New England's on the spending spree, and the Texans are doing stuff. And Miguel Cabrera has AJ Hinch's back, and we've got crazy moms and 17 unwritten rules of life. All of that and more right now. Barry on deck, let go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat, written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Tuesday. Wow. Just went through puberty there. Oh, my balls didn't drop. Today is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. This is episode number 212 of Barry on Deck. And boy, the voice went up and it was not having it. So I don't know what happened there. Hey, welcome to the show. A lot of fun to be had. I gotta start off by saying yesterday I was not on my A game. Yesterday I was lacking sleep and struggling, and Daddy took 2 Benadryls last night and slept like a baby. So I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. I got some sleep. I was messing around with Oliver this morning, having a good time. So we are large and in charge and live. Now, I will say this. If you are listening on YouTube, thank you very much. For listening via the podcast later or live right now via Podbean, this is a visual show, just a reminder. So there will be a lot of videos and pictures that you won't see. You can always go to youtube.com/Barry is funny to either watch live if you're listening now, or the replay. It's up for 72 hours before it goes unlisted. So that is all there and more. But right now, like we always do, I want to start out by giving shout outs to the chat. Well, shout outs to the chat, which is shat, which you guys know what I mean. It's the past tense of poop, but we're here for it. Hey, Steven the Weather Guy, right there you see on your screen. Right there. The number one deckhead for the rest of the day, but 2 hours. I mean, really. It's 2:05, 3:58, we'll be done. And he's the best, though. He's greater than all of you, hands down. I don't care what you say. He was here. And he even had 3 messages back to back. So you guys were slow. Look at Swinford with the good job, Uzi. I love it. Lots of fun to be had. And Uzi was here. Now, unfortunately, Justin O'Swinney was like, hey, man, good job. Also, Congo block. You don't get the triple crown. He sent in the super chat to block him. So got the first like, got the first chat, didn't get the first super chat, or first, chat message, didn't get the first super chat. Because, we got Congo blockers in the crowd, and I'm here for that as well. All right, let's get to the shout outs throughout the chat. See, hold on, timeout. Why does the number, you guys watch me every day move this number. Why it moves back, I have no idea, but you've seen me struggle with this bullshit. This stupid ass, I'll move this. Look, guys, okay, why is this? What's going on here? Overlay locked. What overlay is locked? What the hell? What's going on here? There. I don't understand what overlay is locked. I don't know what's happening now. Oh, there it goes. What the fuck? Can that not move over anymore? Guys, this is weirding me out. I move this all the time. All right, I would like the record to show and reflect. We have moved the time over. We have locked it again. It should all be good to go. That doesn't mean it's going to be like that. But you watch, you raggedy bitches. This will be all fucked up again in a couple of days. All right, let's get to the chat shout outs. I did mention Justin Swinford. Francisco Abarca is going to have to listen on the way home. I saw that, and that's all right. Hey, Seuss, what's up, Playboy? Good to see you, Keith. Let's see. Oh, goes eating lunch with the girls. That's why. Well, good for you, man. That's good stuff. Charles Garza is here. I mentioned Swinny CC in the building. Yeah, it is shitty weather. I hope we don't lose power. That's the only thing is I hope we do not lose power. Steven, the weather guy with the current conditions at BiffNet World Headquarters, 74 degrees, 2.69 degrees, cloudy and misty, 70% chance. I wish I kept track of how many of these I've done. Well, you can always go back and watch the show. Who else there? Jeff Bell. Jeff, I was just thinking about you. Let me pause the chat shout outs for a minute. Jeff is a plumber and I was literally thinking about you today, Jeff, while I was making coffee. I thought, I wonder if it's all settled down for Jeff. I know shit has been crazy, no pun intended, but I hope Jeff Bell, I know you've been working your ass off. I hope things are starting to settle down. Not that I don't want you to be busy and make money, but I know things were absolutely insane for you. So my friend, I was thinking about you this morning and I'm glad you showed up today and I wanted to make sure you're good. I know you're exhausted, but hang in there, buddy. It'll get better. John Dory's in the building. BTK Killer. Eric Resendez. I see you. Alan Denson. Ray. Great day to be a deckhead. It's always a good day to be a deckhead, unless it's not and not. Cheerio Villanueva. What's up, player? Billy Keller is here. Aaron J. Bryant. Westling, what up, y'all? Waiting at CVS to get my first vax shot. That is dope. I go and get my second one on the 21st. So this Sunday, I'm pretty excited about it. That way I can get back on the freaking road. SVG's in the building. Jen is here. Rick C, Donna, Mark G, Marty Z, Frank is here. Who else? PK in the building. Chris Reyes is here. Walt, what's up, dog? Walt, I keep forgetting to email your girl. I don't know why. I literally have it on 9 different things to do list, and then I don't check them. Who else is here? Where'd it go? Wallace Wilts is in the building. 713 Hooligan, Jeremy Vinegar. All right, we gotta get to it now. Here's Tony. Thank you for the super chat. I love you too, buddy. By the way, somebody said I was getting emo on Twitter, and I wasn't. I didn't mean it to come across like that. AR Platinum, what's up, homie? He said, fine, I'll jump in the chat. Appreciate that. Blast Torres, he said, elbow cough. That's how you do it. Don't cough. Don't cough on me. Don't fucking cough on me. What's up, Sergio? Rudolph Rodriguez in the building. What up, player? And then Terrence is here. So listen, I tweeted something out because I meant it, because I've been thinking about this and I was like, man, I'm so lucky to still have support. A lot of guys that may lose their job in radio or whatever, there are guys that, and I won't name names, but there are guys that go and become forgotten or they lose the support of their fan base. And I have been lucky enough to have you guys stick around. And so I wanted to tweet that out and I just wanted to say, hey, the bandwagon will be open when daddy comes back full. Like whether it's on air or this channel blows up and we hit 10,000 subscribers, like that's the plan. But it was really more to say thank you for still rocking with me. I really do appreciate all of you guys being here and continuing to show up for this show, because I know it can become a grind to listen, and I know you want to support me, and I do appreciate it. And I want you to know, I know that sometimes you guys are like, I just don't want to listen to this dude scream today. And I get it. I totally get it. But I want you to know, if you keep coming back, whether you watch live or you watch later or you listen live or you listen later, from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all and I appreciate it. So that was all I was really saying. And I was letting the haters know the bandwagon will stay open. I'm not going to, if you left and you want to come back later, it'll be here for you. I promise. That's all I was saying. I wasn't emo. Yeah. It is such a stupid male ego thing. And look, I'm a human being. Everybody gets emo. Everybody gets, feeling bad. I try to be very positive. I try to have a positive message. I try to root you guys on. I mean, I'm rocking Reverend shirt. Yesterday, I rocked KD's shirt. I try to support everybody that's here that has ventures that they want to do. We can all eat. We can all grow together. I try to do that. I try to be positive. But yeah, there's some days when I'm like, nobody loves me. Or there are some days where I'm like, this all fucking sucks. But for the most part, I try to be positive. So yeah, sometimes I get in my feels. I've never hid that. I mean, you guys know I cry like a baby sometimes, on this show or not. So yeah, it is the Beaver shirt. I'm rocking it. I've decided I was going to go back to back supporting my guys. And then tomorrow, since it's whiskey, I got to rock my Special Pal shirt for PK. So that's just the plan. Barry, I want to know whose bracket that was. What are you talking about? Oh, we got to get to that. Look, that's nice, Truman. Shut up. what? I don't even know. Do I know what the P stands for? I probably do. That's Penis Jones, you guys. Juan Gonzalez, we're gonna last long in them zippers on your parachute pants. Juan, that's a good callback, homie. Sergio, I appreciate you, buddy. Mark said sad she couldn't make it for today's show. It's all good. Watch later. Don't watch. Hey, man, listen, you're here, Mark. That's all I give a shit about. I have this problem, and this is full transparency, and I'm all honest with you guys when you listen to this show. Always. And I'm going to be honest with you now. When I hover over my screen, I can see watching I see the number, right? I see how many are watching live. And you recall when this show started, we would have 100, 120, 130. Now we're lucky to hit 70. A lot of times it's between 40 and 60. And I wanted to make sure, you guys know that I appreciate that. But when you watch this from a standpoint of a former radio guy that had ratings and everything, you do start to wonder, is it me? Am I falling off? Am I not likable? What's wrong with the show? Because if you're used to seeing 100 and now you see 50, you think, what have I done? And so when I'm trying to do a show, if I never saw that number, I would be, oh my God. It would be so good. But that's part of this business is the numbers, it's subscribers, it's views, all those things matter. And as I can't believe I'm going to say this. As a content creator and a YouTuber, those are things that you have to factor into what you do as a job. So yes, when your numbers are down, when they're not going great, if they're half of what they used to be, you tend to freak out a little bit. So I think it's natural for anybody, but I think the difference is a lot of people won't come out and talk about it. I've never had that problem. I'm going to be honest with you guys, whether it's emotional or sad or depressing or happy or whatever. I will always tell you guys, what I think and what I feel and what's going on in my head. So yeah, I still get excited. I still can't believe that 45 people show up every day to watch this show, or 50, or, we can still get 180 to 200. And it's amazing to me. And I'm so blessed for that. So I have to remind myself, dude, you still get 200 people to watch your show at some point. What are you complaining about? So I'm over the moon about it, and I want you guys to all know that. And yes, as a fledgling YouTube fuckface, listen, I'm going to grow this thing because I know I'm going to keep grinding it out. Like PK said, hey, she made it. She said, but we keep going. And that's the thing. Like, this thing can hit rock bottom and it could just be my mom and Oliver watching. Just two views. But I'm going to keep grinding because I feel like we can grow this and eventually it's going to break out. So have no fear. I'm not going anywhere. You guys may leave, but I'm going to still be doing this. I mean, I really have nothing else to do. I don't have a job. So, Tony said, I don't get emo, but I understand men should display their feelings. Yeah, I've never understood I don't know why dudes feel the need to be so macho. In fact, my favorite thing to do is to call out dudes that are acting macho. I love doing that. Like, it's fine. PK said, watching my streams back for highlights and remember what was going on behind the scenes is hard as fuck. All the times I almost was crying. Yeah. It's tough, man. Guy, look, if you stream it all, Jess knows this. PK knows this. House knows this. KD knows this. It can be when you see numbers and it's like one person watching, 3 people watch. You're just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I subjecting myself to this? But then I see things like Katie's stream taking off. I see KD with almost 300 and something followers. I see House with subscribers out the wazoo and followers and getting views. And I get so excited because you guys know the grind from starting from scratch. I got lucky. I had you guys already rocking with me on ESPN radio. So when I fired this up, I had a built-in audience. You guys built something from scratch, and I'm so proud of that. And I know you know the grind and what it means. So I get it, y'all. It's not something you always want to hear about, but I'm always going to share what's going through my mind during this journey with you guys. Mama don't watch. She doesn't watch. I should text her right now. Hey, are you watching the show? We're talking about you. She'd tune in. I'd be like, just kidding. We're not watching. How does House have subscribers? You're a dick, White Magic. House is a really good streamer, man. He's funny. Yeah, that's the other thing. Nora's like, are you going to get a job? Not yet. Not yet. All right, let's get to some sports, you guys. We're enough of me. Hey, let's do this. Since we're doing Deckhead stuff, let's talk about the Fantasy Basketball League. If you want to join, you need to be on the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. Patreon.com/Barry on Deck. That's the way you can join us for our fantasy teams and fantasy leagues. Baseball's already full, but you're going to want to make sure you're a Patreon subscriber before football season, because we had 3 football leagues, and I'm sure that'll grow to maybe 4 this year. Anyways, basketball, week 11 scoreboard. Lil Uzi won his game, beat White Magic, beat the brakes off of White Magic. Brandon Martinez beat KD. Charles Garza beat Chris Householder. Riley DeLisandre beat Joey Geiger, who was Black Sheep. Sylvia beat Walt. Oh, that was the Kings of the Ring right there. And then Truck Driver Pookie beat Total Dallas. So Total Dallas, that was a shitty number. 830. My God, dude, I think I could score that by myself in fantasy. What are you doing? Here's the East. With the win over Walt, Sylvia still on top, 9-2. Brandon Martinez 7-4. Charles Garza 7-4. White Magic at 5-6. Mr. Basketball, just fledgling basketball fuckface over here. Black Sheep at 4-7, and Truck Driver Pookie at 4-7. Then over in the West, Walt sitting at 10-1 with Lil Uzi making the strong ass comeback. Lil Uzi sharing the best record in the league with Walt at 10-1. Riley DeLisandre at 4-7. Total Dallas at 3-8. KD, the other fledgling basketball fuckface in the West, at 2-9. Look, it's a good thing you guys are good at playing Call of Duty, because you fucking suck at fantasy basketball, you raggedy bitches. I need y'all need to stop playing. Don't even play anymore. Good Lord, just give it up. By the way, speaking of basketball, if you want to get on the madness of March, we have a tournament going on, yahoo.com. Thank Jen, she set it all up. Just look, the league name is Barry on Deck. The group ID is 3797, and the password is Deckhead. That's yahoo.com. Barry on Deck league name. 3797 is the group ID, and the password is Deckhead if you want to get in on that. White Magic said, you really need to get in on the madness of March, White Magic. If it's anything like your fantasy basketball, it'll give the rest of us a dub. That's hilarious. Josh said, I'm not even in the league and I'm doing Truck Driver Pookie. I'm here for all the slander. If you think I'm going to ask you guys to stop giving each other shit, you are out of your mind. By the way, I did put the link to the live Podbean on the Discord. Yet another reason why you need to be a member of the Patreon and go sign up. It's patreon.com/Barry on Deck. And then there's 2 tiers, $5 a month. You can sponsor a fledgling YouTube fuckface like myself, but you get cool shit. Like, these guys got access to the Podbean live before I'm making it public, which, by the way, tomorrow it will be live in public, and I'm hoping that some people find the show that way. That'll be an extra added bonus. But if you have the Podbean, you'll be able to just add me or Barry on Deck, add the show, and when I go live, you should see it, and you'll be able to listen on your phone if you don't and can't listen to YouTube. I will reiterate. If you can, your boy would appreciate it if you watched on YouTube. I understand some of you are truck drivers, you're driving around, some of you have shit to do, and you can't just sit there with your phone open on YouTube, but I'm not going to be reading the chat necessarily. I may glance at it on occasion, but whatever goes on over there that's just for the audio folks that can't watch on YouTube and have an iPhone, and when they close it, it shuts down YouTube. That's really what it's for. And just because I needed to be podcasting this show. So if you are able to listen on YouTube, please do. Josh wants to know, when are you up the $20 tier? Well, that's a good question, Hooligan. I need to figure out so here's the thing when it comes to the Patreon. I want to make sure we were at 132. We're back at 120, by the way. So we're slow, steady climb again. But I want to make sure there's enough value for you guys, just besides having access to the Discord and maybe getting a little swag and some discounts on merch as it becomes available. I want to make sure and I want to think of ways in which I can provide the most value. So that's with a $5 and $10 tier. With a $20 tier, I really have to make sure that there's value. And maybe that might be a 6th show a week. And that's a consideration, is that maybe I'll start doing a show on Saturdays or Friday nights or something like that. And, it might only be an hour, but maybe we'll do something like that for the $20 tier. I don't know. I got to come up with something. If you have ideas, drop me a line on Discord or post it on Patreon. You guys can, comment on stuff. I've asked for that. How can I provide value to you guys on the Patreon? I welcome that feedback. Whatever you think it is that would make it more valuable to you. Does that mean I'm going to do it? Maybe, maybe not. It's got to be a business decision. It has to make sense. But I want to know what you think would provide you value to have not just the $5 and $10 tier, but a $20 tier as well. Mark said, I get paid to watch you on Tuesday. That's dope, dude. Yeah, for right now, House is right. House and Joe Pro are on the $20 tier that doesn't exist, because you can actually pay whatever you want. You don't have to go by the $5 and $10 tier. I think on Patreon, you can actually say, you know what? I want to pay $20 a month. And Joe Pro did that. He called it the Sally Field or the Sally Struthers level, where for $1 a day, you can sponsor a fledgling YouTube fuckface. And so he did $20. House is doing $20, and I'm so grateful for it. You guys don't have to. Obviously, you don't have to do this at all. It is if you want to. Mark wants a fantasy hockey league. I'll tell you what, Mark, done. If you set it up, I'll even play. And I don't know shit about fantasy hockey, but it's something different. It's got to be better than fantasy basketball, which sucks fat Congo blocks. So, yeah, set it up, Mark. Seriously, set up a fantasy hockey league, and I will play fantasy hockey. I've never played in my life. Tony says, does a $20 tier give you full immunity? From what? From what? $20 tier is an automatic mod. No, that would be awful. 713, Josh, value is up to the consumer, Barry. Some of us think you're doing already. Aw, I love you, buddy. Thank you. Sergio said, I did fantasy baseball before. I don't like it too much. Lineup changes. Yeah, you got to be busy. All right. So yeah, if I start $100 a month tier, does that secure my seat on the board of Who's Fancy? You can't buy your way on the board of Who's Fancy. There is no board. It's an LLC. I own Who's Fancy. I am Who's Fancy. That's it. I am fancy. There is a board. Francisco flicking the pod bean. There, I love that so much. That's got to be a shirt. Now, there is a board of directors for the nonprofit, which we really don't have a name for yet. But that's going to be a more strategic partnership. So I'm trying to get folks that have connections in the gaming business or otherwise. So yeah, unfortunately, that's got to be a very strategic board of directors. So, all right, let's get to the sports. Goddammit, that's enough for the bullshit. Let's go. Headlines. Here's your headlines for today. The Texans signed linebacker who... Lambomb! The Texans signed linebacker.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, Kevin Pierre-Louis out of the Jets. No one gives a shit. Listen, I'll give credit to Nick Caserio for one thing. He traded Bernardrick McKinney. He's doing some things on the interior of that line. They're changing schemes now because Lovie Smith is now the defensive coordinator. So they're having to transition from a 3-4 to a 4-3. They're moving some pieces. So when you see a guy like Bernardrick McKinney get traded, don't freak out. He wasn't designed for a Lovie Smith defense. They got some value for him. I didn't hate that trade. They're signing some free agents. They're not all huge splashes, but some of them are going to give them some depth. They're bolstering the pass rush a little bit. They got a long ways to go, but yeah, it's also that they have a mess financially that they've got to overcome thanks to Bill O'Brien. So a lot of work on. I'm not going to hate on Nick Caserio yet. None of these are sexy signings. None of these are sexy yet, but we'll see how they do. They've got some, they got to pay the piper, so to speak. They've got to they got to fix this mess, and you don't just do that by signing all-star free agents or all pros, I should say, right off the rip. So. Hang in there with the Texans on that front. I'm willing to give them a chance. I don't see them making a bunch of stupid decisions right now, so that's a plus. Other than, not trading Deshaun Watson yet. Ryan Fitzpatrick signed a 1-year deal. Wow. 1 year with Washington football team. Sorry for the typos on that. Juju Smith-Schuster told the Steelers teammates he is signing somewhere else, so he won't be back. Drew Brees will be an analyst for Notre Dame broadcasts on NBC. And reportedly 70% of teams in the NBA have called the Rockets to ask about PJ Tucker. The thing you want to keep in mind there is he wants to be moved to a contender. So you have to make sure that, look, you're not going to get a ton for PJ Tucker, but the longer this goes and the closer to trade deadline, people are going to up the ante just a little bit for him. I mean, I don't think PJ Tucker is an NBA championship difference maker necessarily. I mean, there are some guys out there that hit the open market that might be. Andre Drummond might be a guy depth-wise. I mean, PJ Tucker can do some things, but he has the ball well. He's undersized in a lot of situations, especially, and that gets exposed in the playoffs some. So I think the Rockets can be patient. If they get a young kid, I saw something, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw somewhere, I don't know who reported it, so I can't say, but I saw somewhere that they talked about that the Rockets aren't necessarily looking for any more draft picks. They feel like they have enough. What they're looking for is young players and assets. They're looking for expiring contracts. They're looking for players that can be moved or waived or traded out for younger players. So don't think that Tucker, if we can get a low 1 or a high 2 or something like that, that's probably not going to be the case. I imagine they'll try to take on an expiring contract, if nothing else. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm sure they're listening to offers. Let's hope that they're smart about it. I don't know. Last thing on the headlines list, no surprise to anybody here in H-Town, but Zach Greinke was announced as the opening day starter for the Houston Astros. And if that was a shock to you, you don't pay attention. That's the other thing, Tony. I would love them to move Oladipo as well. I don't think he necessarily wants to be a Rocket. He doesn't want to go through a rebuild. I'm not so sure John Wall wants to go through a rebuild, if I'm being honest. At least he would have Christian Wood as a piece. But I think Christian Wood is the centerpiece of this team going forward. I could see John Wall getting moved at a trade deadline maybe next year or closer to when his contract expires. I definitely don't think Oladipo will be a Rocket next year. So we'll see what happens. I tell you what, I didn't mention this yesterday. I watched the Rockets over the weekend. I believe it was the Saturday I watched. And I got to say, I really loved watching Kevin Porter Jr. That kid, I don't think he's going to be, a superstar, but he certainly has the makings to be a quality basketball player. Some of those young cats on that team, pretty interesting. They could have some young depth. I don't think any of these guys outside of Christian Wood are cut from the cloth to be a superstar, but a really good second or complementary player isn't out of the realm of possibility. So look for that. Okay. Big thing. I mean, it's NFL free agency right now. And nobody is out there spending more than the New England Patriots, which is crazy because that's not their MO. Now, is this a byproduct of Bill Belichick? As Stephen A. Smith said this morning, which I don't know why I've watched them back to back, but it's really just I'm waiting on Sports Center. But Stephen A. Smith talked about the fact that this is just Bill Belichick chasing Tom Brady. That's all this is. They always say don't chase money, don't chase bad money with more money. But the Patriots have never been known to spend a lot in free agency, but they have. They got Matthew Judon, they got Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. That was a surprise to me that they added. Not only did they add another tight end in free agency, but another almost identical in skill set tight end to Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. So they've got 7 years and $87.5 million tied up in 2 tight ends. Now, those are 2 badass tight ends. Let's be real. If you're going to rank teams by position, Patriots are probably going to be ranked number 1 at that position, at tight end. Now, some of these other positions they're lacking. That I saw where they're talking about running back as well. Maybe Leonard Fournette, maybe Chris Carson. We'll see about that as well. But they're already spending a shit ton of money. And, it's very unlike Bill Belichick, but I think he realizes that you're going to have to spend some money because, and pay attention here, Texans fans, they missed on a lot of draft picks. Well, who was the one helping with all the draft? Oh, that's right. The Texans GM, Nick Caserio. We'll see how that goes. Nick Caserio doesn't have a draft yet for this team. We'll see how that transpires. We'll see. Just much like we found out, was it Brady or Belichick that made the wheels turn in New England? Right now, it looks like Brady because Belichick has scrambled as many warm bodies as he can. They've had to re-sign Cam Newton. Listen, this smacks to me a little bit of desperation. And I think this also, I heard them talking about this morning. I think it was Booger McFarland said, listen, or no, maybe it was Ryan Clark. But he said, look, you can tell that they missed on their 2 tight end draft picks that they had. They were busts. They weren't good. So they had to go out and make up for that. So they're basically throwing money at the problem, which is the very un-Patriot way. But they kind of don't have a choice now. And I think that they have to be better everywhere else because they're not better at quarterback anymore. They don't have the GOAT. They have the scapegoat, and that's Cam Newton. So I think that they're having to spend this money, and so far they are definitely winning NFL free agency. There's no doubt about it. Nelson Aguilar is another good signing for them, gives Cam an absolute weapon, especially a deep threat. Now we'll see if Cam can make those throws. That's part of the problem. Can Cam make the throws to these weapons? You can go out and get all the Jonas Smiths, Hunter Henrys, and Nelson Aguilars you want, but if Cam can't get him the ball, see Drew Brees in New Orleans, then you got problems. So we'll see how that goes. I also wouldn't be absolutely shocked if the Patriots don't make a trade for a backup quarterback who could be a viable competitor to Cam in the future. And I'm going to throw a name out, not that it would be this guy, but I could see the Patriots making a move to sign a Jameis Winston type guy. One of those backups who still has the potential to start, maybe just being better in the regular season. Because Max Kellerman made the point this morning, which I don't think I 100% agree with. And I can't believe I'm referencing this show that I hate so much. But he had a fair point. Not that it's an excuse, but they could have also won 9 games. They only won 7. They could have won 9. I think they had a goal line stand against Seattle. There was a strip sack at the end that cost them a game. I don't remember who that was. Was it Tennessee or something like that? So, or maybe it was Miami. But that could have been a 9-win team as easy as it was a 7-win team. And that's with very little talent. So Belichick is still the best coach in the NFL, and he still can coach up defenses. And they got a little better on offense, though, which is a little scary. Do I think this makes them a lock to win that division? No, that's still the Bills' division to lose right now. And don't sleep on Miami. They might be the first wild card team in the AFC. But I think the Patriots might sneak in, maybe. But Belichick has to be the best coach in the NFL next year for that to happen. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. That's a great pull, Tony. Maybe New England should inquire about Carson Wentz. That's the idea. That would be the type of scenario that I could see New England doing where, look, Cam, we got you on a 1-year deal. It's not something we're married to this guy going forward. It's a body. He's a professional quarterback. You know, it's not AJ McCarron. But then bringing in a Carson Wentz like the Saints did with Jameson behind Drew Brees, something like that. Oh, shit. Got a super chat here. There it goes. Did I miss one, by the way? I don't think I missed one. I think I got the only other one, right? It was Tony, and then it was Justin Swinford's Congo block. Yeah, there's Justin Swinford's Congo block. What does 713 Hooligan say? Off today and got a shot in my hand. Don't make me drink alone. All right, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's drink, player. By the way, I did see that 713 Hooligan, a.k.a. Josh, said he joined the Sally Struthers level. Thank you, buddy. Seriously, thank you so much. You're amazing. So now we've got 3 deckheads at the $20 a month level. I love you guys so much. And I think that warrants definitely having a shot with you, pal. This is to everybody still fucking with me. And for those of you on the Patreon, and for those of you that show up, and those of you listening on the Podbean Live, and everyone that's still rocking with me, I love you fuckers so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Cheers, Josh. I took it like a man. That don't sound right. Make it for mama, ain't raised no... What does that mean? Those dual tight ends are going to help out Cam tremendously. Well, here's the thing. If you're from a game plan standpoint, if you start to... And look, guys, I'm not an X's and O's guy. I'm a commentator. I make commentary on sports. That's what I do. And jokes. But if you think about it logically, and again, you know, I'm not fucking Tony Romo breaking shit down. But let's just think about this for a second with the 3 signings that they have. With Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, you have 2 tight ends, 2 pass-catching tight ends that can go over the middle, that can stretch the defense a little bit, that they can get to the corner, catch a post route for a touchdown, catch a fade. They are talented and versatile. And then you sign a Nelson Aguilar who's got some speed, who can take the lid off of the defense. Now what you're creating is a short, medium, and deep passing game with those three players. So you're giving Cam basically, hey, let's run Hunter on a crossing route right behind the defensive line. Let's put a linebacker on him and get a mismatch. Send Jonnu Smith on a post route, and let's just send Hunter or Nelson Aguilar on a go route. Now you've got these different levels with three capable guys that are able to catch the ball and do some things. I don't know why my nose is itching, so he's talking shit about me. That are able to do some things for that offense. Now, again, this is why I say the question is going to be, can Cam actually complete a pass to any of those guys except for that, that crossing route, that short little in route? That's going to be the question. But you do have some weapons now that can create some different levels and issues at different levels of the defense. Didn't Carson already sign to Indy? Did he, Amos? I didn't see that. I would have to look it up. By the way, nice picture, homie. Like the mask. I don't know. Did Chris Carson already sign with Indy? I wanted to do this anyways. Let's pull up the trade tracker. I found a trade tracker and I wanted to look at it live just because I wanted to see, kind of go over who's available and where this should be pretty interesting. I don't think you can put this in a window by itself, but check this out. So we'll peruse the trade track ourselves. So here you go. Where's my mouse at? This mouse is a fucking weirdo. So wackadoo. There it goes. All right. So Dak, obviously, by the way, Trent Williams is out there unsigned. If he signs with KC, my gird, that's going to be ridiculous. But Trent Williams is still available as an unsigned free agent. And then you got wide receiver Kenny Golladay, who's also available. But the rest of Dak signed, Leonard Williams is signed, Chris Godwin is signed, all of them staying with their teams, along with Brandon Sheriff. Shaq Barrett re-signed with Tampa. I talked about that the other day. Allen Robinson stays in Chicago. Justin Simmons stays in Denver. Taylor Moton stays in Carolina. Joe Thuney is in KC now. Hunter Henry is in New England. So let's see. Is Chris Carson on this list? So available, Kenny Golladay, Curtis Samuel, William Jackson, Anthony Harris, Melvin Ingram, Juju Smith-Schuster, who said he won't be back, Alejandro Villanueva, also might be a guy that Kansas City picks up if they don't get Trent Williams. Hassan Reddick, Patrick Peterson is available. Like to see the Texans make some moves for that. Will Fuller is unsigned. Jadeveon Clowney, Xavier Rhodes, Eric Wilson, Sammy Watkins, Kevin King, Austin Reeder, Jayon Brown, and Kenyon Drake. That rounds out your top 50. And there's Chris Carson. It doesn't show him as signing yet. But there it is on your screen. There's Chris Carson right there. So it doesn't show him as signing yet. So there you go. There's your top 100 free agents and where some of them have landed. Aaron Jones, Bud Dupree, Corey Davis. So yeah, Rob Gronkowski re-signed. He tiptoed into the free agent market. He tested it, but he did sign with Tampa. So there you go. Thought Amos was flagging at first. Man, Amos don't do that. Amos is a God-fearing man. He ain't out here banging. Come on, fam. Oh, he did get traded to Indy. What? How did Chris Carson get traded to Indy? He's on it shows him as a free agent still here. I guess I could Google it. I don't know that we really needed to waste this much more time on Chris Carson, to be honest with you. Chris Carson. Patriots interested in Chris Carson and Leonard Fournette 3 hours ago. That's true. No. Oh, Carson Wentz. No. I'm talking about Chris Carson. Yeah, I was talking about Chris Carson as a running back to the Patriots. What the fuck are you guys? Can y'all keep up? Huh? Let's go, fam. Keep up with me, please. I'm the one that's been drinking, you raggedy bitches. All right. So I did want to show you the free agent tracker, and I did want to show you the Patriots going on that spending spree. It's going to make things a lot more interesting in that division. I still see them finishing third. I really believe in Miami, especially because I think, and I'm going to stand by this, but I still think Deshaun Watson will be a Miami Dolphin. And if that happens, watch out, Buffalo. It's going to get serious. Oh, did I say? Oh, no. That was Tony that said that. And I said, yeah, a move like that. That's what I was talking about, House. I said, yeah, a move like Carson Wentz, a move like Jameis Winston. That's all I was saying. Names like that, which Wentz was a good name to use as an example. That's all I meant. And then when I said they were looking at running back, I said Leonard Fournette or Chris Carson. So, listen, it's not my fault you fuckers can't. Oh, my God. My nose itches so bad. It's not cocaine either. I've never done cocaine in my life. I've only done, I've done alcohol and marijuana. I have never done LSD. I've never done X. I've never done coke, heroin, crack. I mean, I smoked some Lipton tea one time because we thought it was weed. I think I huffed paint once. I think I huffed paint in like 7th grade. I don't even remember the experience, but I think I huffed paint. So I've only huffed paint, smoked weed, and drank beer. And, wine and alcohol. And Justice Winfrey said, no psychedelics? Come on, man, you're a comedian. I know. Every comedian, every really good comedian does a shit ton of drugs. Maybe that's why I'm not a really good comedian. I'll probably have like 3 people at my album recording show. Yes, my number one vice is caffeine. 2 cups of coffee every morning and then about Diet Cokes throughout the day. That is and I ain't gonna lie, Josh, y'all sons of bitches are turning me into an alcoholic. Because I've never in my life sat down with dinner and drank alcohol every night. I do that now. Every night, Norton, I'm like, Buzz has to go get a beer out of the fridge in the garage. Like, you want a beer? Yeah, go grab me one. You want a beer? No, I think I'm gonna have a Crown of Coke. Like every night. And that's because of you, raggedy bitches. No, I am not gonna take mushrooms. I am too scared to do psychedelics. I am too scared I'd be like, the bugs are eating my face, and then jump out a fucking window. I'm scared. Like the whole Nancy Reagan push to that scared the shit out of me when I took health class in high school or junior high, and I remember specifically they brought out like this wooden case, and they would open it. And in it was every Quaalude upper downer, and it had a name on it. They were like, they had the bumblebees and the sidewinders and the relaxers, and they just had weird fucking names for all different barbiturates that you could take. I don't even know what a barbiturate is. It sounds, wasn't he like didn't Arnold Schwarzenegger play him in the movies? Oh, that was the Barbarian Conan. Yeah, the Just Say No campaign scared the shit out of me. But I remember looking at all those, and then the coach would be like, now, these ones make you really hyper and happy, and these ones will chill you out and make you go to sleep. And I'm like, I feel like he's supposed to be talking me out of these, but both of those I see you could talk me into. Didn't I beat you? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, White Magic. Are you talking to me or somebody else? You guys have to remember, if you're having conversations in the chat, you need to reference somebody. Because if you just post a message, I think it's for me. If you don't at somebody in the chat, I think it's for me. So if you're having a conversation with somebody else, goddamn it, could you please put an at? Conan the Barbiturate. That's what I thought, Katie. That was from the Podbean chat. I really thought it. Yeah, I don't know his fucking name. Whatever. But I remember my friends did LSD. I remember Christina Loza. Probably shouldn't use names. And Monica Lopez, who I had a crush on in the early high school years. I think 8th, 9th, and 10th grade. Monica Lopez. Oh, God. I thought she was so hot. Saw her now. You ever done that? Like, I'm not going to name names now, but I remember Christina Loza was a sweetheart. Monica Lopez was my crush in the early part of high school. But, sorry, I had to burp. I muted it for you guys. I'm not a savage. Comes in twos, right, PK? I remember, what the hell was I going to talk about? Totally lost my train of thought. Motherfucker. That's the worst you can do on a show, is you lose your train of thought. What was I talking about? Crushes. Rev says when it looks like you have a really bad tick. Ah! Like my grandma. Just lick my shoulder for no fucking reason. Yeah, high school crush. Oh, that's what it was. Yes, thank you, Chris Reyes. So there was a girl in high school, dude. We went out. And the relationship was off and on for a while. And she was a crush. I didn't know how serious she was into me, but we had an off and on relationship. Fast forward to about 2010, 11. I graduated in 92. So maybe, we'll say 2012. We'll go 20 years later. 20 years later, I'm working downtown at 311. Which is, you call, there's a pothole in the road. This stoplight is out. I'm a whiny bitch. I'm a Karen in my car. That's who calls 311. And I was the IT manager for the call center for 311. So I was in charge of making sure that you guys could call and bitch about dumb shit. Anyways, working in the City of Houston building, there's a downtown tunnel area where you can go out in the tunnels and eat and shop and do all this shit. And we used to go to the tunnel every day and eat. And I'll never forget one day walking in the tunnel and I see her. Sorry, I don't know why my nose is running and itching so much. I was just making sure I didn't wipe a boog on me. That'd be disgusting. I'd have to end the show. I'm walking through the tunnel and in my sights, down the tunnel, I see her. All of her. It was a lot of her. It was at least 3 times as much her, I remember. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I remember I ducked into a female underwear store. I was just like, oh God, I hope she's not buying panties. They don't sell her size here. They cannot have her size panties here. And I just dove in and the lady was like, can I help you? I was like, I need panties. She was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I need panties from my girlfriend, my wife. I need panties. She's like, oh, well, I had to buy panties to avoid a high school chick that I dated. Because, wow. Now, I'm sure some chicks that I dated in the past see me and they're like, boy, did we dodge a bullet. Look at that fledgling YouTube fuckface with the huge nose and the busted tooth and the fat chin and all that. I'm sure they're like, boy, dodge that bullet. Like Abigail. I'm sure Abigail's like, oh my God. Y'all remember the shoe chick we dated? I'm sure she was like, woo, thank God. But I just remember thinking, oh my God. And now I wonder how many of those back in the day were like, if you saw them now, damn, well, that sucks. My high school crush is dead. So you killed her? Had to burp again. Man, them shots will get you. My high school crush DM'd me out of nowhere the other day. She is still bad. Post some links, ho. Post some links. I want to see it. Let's see her. I want to see. My high school crush graduates in June. CZ, you are wild and a pedophile. That's really weird. Nobody DM'd you. Tony, stop being a dick. Let's see. White man said the aroma of crack is sickening. I went into the trap house one day when world-class chef was working his magic in the kitchen and threw up from the smell. I feel like this is white magic just letting us know that he doesn't do white boy shit. That's all this is. This is, listen, as a white dude that hung out with black people, I can spot this shit a mile away. Y'all, this is just white magic being like, hey guys, I didn't do nerdy white shit as a kid. That's all that is. So back to the drugs. I've never done acid. I've never done coke, but those are and shrooms. And those, like, I mean, obviously heroin and crack and all that shit, I'm not going to do. I would never even consider. But I wonder about coke and acid specifically. Like, I wonder. I don't think I would ever do it. The one that scared me the most was acid. Because I knew if I tripped, I might trip too bad and fuck around and try to kill myself. Coke always worried me because of the addictiveness of it. Like, I didn't want to be addicted to coke and just have to have coke time and just doing coke and it didn't really make any effect. Okay, settle down. I remember this talk. Bro, my dad is black. Isn't he Polynesian? White magic. Aren't you Hawaiian, bro? Come on, fam. Just because, you know, he looks like a sumo. Come on, fam. I really got like scared. Those messages that they would give us as kids about, you know, drugs or whack and all that would scare the shit out of me. That's why I never did any of that shit. I tried coke once. Meh, I'm good with it. Acid is way harder than shrooms. You can take a little shroom and not get any visual effects. Well, then what's the fucking point? I can just fucking get a mushroom Swiss burger if that's the case. If I'm going to take a shroom, I want to be like, oh man, I solved the meaning of life. Or like, bro, I just saw the fucking bend in the space-time continuum. Or continuum? Whatever the fuck that word is. Oh my God. Look, House is like, I know black people. They will support this. Why are you trying so hard to try to prove to us that you're black, white magic? We all can see you are an absolute white guy. Anyone that's seen you or knows you knows. You're as white as they come. I don't know why you're trying so hard. Oh my. I had a 7th grade science teacher, Miss Moore, who was a Playboy model. I'm trying to think, did I have any hot teachers that gave me like a boner in junior high? Coach Smith, he was pretty. Coach Smith gave me a boner. Just kidding. I don't think I ever had a hot teacher. Maybe like one hot sub. I remember I used to tell this story. This was elementary school in like 2nd grade. Because in 3rd grade, I moved to Francone Elementary because my parents divorced. So this was still when they were together. So this was 2nd grade, Millsap Elementary. Miss Sinky was my reading. Now, it's ironic that her name was Miss Sinky because she could have sank a ship. She was easily 350, 400. Easily 350. Easily. And I never forget this as long as I live. I called her the fire starter because Miss Sinky was on my ass about reading Around the World in 80 Days. I was in the gifted and talented program. Not that I'm smart. They just considered it creative. And we had to read like real shit in 2nd grade. And Miss Sinky would be on your ass about reading. But here's the problem. In Millsap, they had the desks. The aisles were only so wide because all the classes were packed. So Miss Sinky used to have to go down the aisle sideways because her big ass couldn't fit between the desks. So she would come by, and as you were standing there, she'd mush your face with her belly. It would just come by. What happened here? My shit just cut out on me. She would. And if you were on the other side, you were probably going to get some ass too. But she had to go sideways and she would mush you as she went by. And I'll never forget when she would walk around the front of the school or the front of the class. She always wore skirts with hose. And her thighs would, I remember describing this to my mom. Her hose would rub together That's why I called her the fire starter, because I thought that her hose were going to catch on fire from rubbing together. Wasn't her calves. It was them thighs. Miss Sinky had thick thighs. Miss Sinky. Thick. And she was mean as fuck. And I'm always thinking, look, if you're going to be so big and you can't, if you can't walk down the aisle, if you got to go sideways and then you're smushing people with your titties and your belly and your booty, you got to at least be sweet. Miss Sinky wasn't sweet. She was mean as fuck. Super mean. Richard Vale's story time with Uncle Barry. Yeah, I kind of ruined the moment of the story when my shit got unplugged. Sorry about that. Total Dallas is a teacher. He said, "You're making me self-conscious. What the heck are all these kids saying and remembering about me?" Hey, I bet there's some kids somewhere, Total Dallas. How long have you been teaching? Did Miss Sinky know my nanny? No. No, she didn't know my nanny, PK. Miss Sinky did not know my nanny. That's hilarious. This is Audio Bond 0204 over in the Discord or the Podbean chat. What's up, Audio Bond? Oh my God, Mark, you're fucking killing me, bud. All right, I'll do it. So you have been teaching for 16 years. I feel like there is, what grade do you teach, Total Dallas? Do you teach high school? This double chat sucks. I don't think there's a way I can disable the chat. I can disable like call-ins and guests, but I don't think I can disable the chat over there. I wish I could. Then you'd all have to chat on this. But I feel like Total Dallas teaches high school for 16 years. That means when someone graduated at 18, they're now 34 years old. Who does math? This fucking guy. So somewhere on YouTube, there's a 34-year-old kid, and he's talking to his family that he chats with every day on YouTube. And he's like, I remember in school, we had Mr. Bell. That dude was so fucking creepy. He was like a light-skinned Urkel. It was like weird because he was super tall. And when he walked by you, his hip would hit you in the face because he was so skinny, but he walked funny. I don't know, Total Dallas. I'm sure they don't like you. You're a teacher. I mean, look, you're a teacher. And then he would always say creepy shit to you. Jared Taylor over on the Podbean, he said, I signed in on the wrong email. Way to go, Jared, a.k.a. Audio Bond. All right, we got to get to a break. Fuck, it's 3 o'clock. I got to pee. I got to do this shot. Mark G, I owe you a shot, buddy. Mark G, thank you for the $5 super chat. Always appreciated. When we come back, I'm going to do a second shot because of Mark G. It's going to be Lamb Bomb time, and we're going to talk more. I got some freaky parents. I have more sports to talk about. Pete Carroll's maybe interested in Sam Darnold, so we know he's done crack before. All that and more right after the break. Right now, it's Tuesday. I try to bring you a comedian that I know and I appreciate, and this week it's Matthew Broussard talking about college and a whole lot more. I'm back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere, you raggedy bitches. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminette. Go poop, go smoke a cigarette, pee, whatever it is you do during the break, and I'll see you in 5.
I got your bitch. Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn corner.
Hold on a goddamn minute. No! Back for hour number 2. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminette. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. I don't know why that played. That should not have been the break music at all. It should have been the regular music. No! You don't get it. No, it was my part. It was my fault. No, you raggedy bitches, you do not get to sit on the corner and do dope. That is a Friday thing. Stop it. No, I shan't. No, I will not be pressured into playing that again. I just won't. I will not be hoodwinked. I will not be.
Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn
right, that's enough of that foolishness. Hey, here we go. Hour number 2 starts right now. Before we get into it, I want to tell you guys about Dan's Seafood and Wings. You're going to love this. It is crawfish season in the city of Houston, and there is no better place to get crawfish than at Dan's Seafood and Wings. 2 locations to serve you. On the southwest side on South Gessner. On the northeast side of town on Uvalde Road. Both of them have the same menus, and it is amazing. You guys, check it out. eatatdans.com is the website to get their menu. And look, they've got a ton of stuff. Their most popular item is the boiled spicy shrimp. But because it's crawfish season, I'm going to give you my pro tip. Mix this with the fish. Get the extra spicy or the medium, depending on how much you can handle. And my gird, you're going to love it. They put the boiled eggs in there with the crawfish now because that's the new ringy dingy. They have New Orleans style barbecue shrimp. They've got grilled plattered. Francisco Abarca loves their lo mein. Nora loves their lo mein as well, by the way. I've had their wings. It's all amazing. It's all delicious. Check them out on Instagram for pictures. At Eat at Dan's on Instagram, or check out their website, eatatdans.com. It's eatatdans.com. CP580 said, shout out to my 4-year-old Mackie jamming. You got her dancing to the Corner Doing Dope remix. That's what I'm talking about, Mackie. Let's go.
Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Bend down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope.
Hey!
Shame.
All right. Back to the show. I owe Mark G a shot. I did not forget, my friend. I'm going to be shit housed. You know, I only do 1 an hour. So I'm glad it happened right before the break so I could take a little time in between shots. But Mark G, I got you, buddy. This shout out goes to you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for hanging with me. It's a Tuesday. You're getting paid to listen, and I'm here for that. Much love to you. Much love to Jess for, I know you had the idea for the Oliver picture. Oh, I didn't turn the light on. God damn it. I need to get a better setup. I need to connect all my lights. So I have my 3 bottles of liquor from Alan, Denson, and Kathy, who I love these. I've got my Jameson, my Patron, and my Bacardi. I've got my Oliver picture. I've got the gamer sign. I've got the floor lights. I got all this shit I got to fire up, my other lights. I just need it all on one switch. Anyways, Mark G, love you, buddy. Cheers to you. Cheers to Jess. Cheers to all the deck heads. All you raggedy bitches sitting on the corner doing dope. Love you all. Cheers. Nora's going to be like, why are you drunk Tuesday? And I'm going to be like, I'm drunk because of the deck heads are making me be alcoholics. Oh, yeah. So the hearts go up the longer you watch. Is that what it is, Katie? So there's here, let me share this again. I'm just going to show you guys one more time. This is what it looks like on the Podbean from my perspective. So I have the chat. There's the hearts. So the longer you watch, the more hearts you get for the day. Oh, no, it says engagement. So like the more you message over there, I think the more hearts you get. And then there's the top gifts. But yeah, like, so KD has a total of 262 hearts. I could block him. Oh, add admin. Oh, that's interesting. May have to do that. Anyways, that's what the Podbean looks like. If you're listening on the podcast later on, thank you. This is a live YouTube show. It happens every day from 2 to 4 p.m. on youtube.com/Barry is funny. But if you're listening on a podcast, I want you to know it is a visual show. So make your way over to YouTube if you can. Make sure you subscribe. If you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Patreon, blah, 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 plug. Love you guys. Okay. I feel like a shill for just pushing all this stuff. But it's all marketing, right? It has to happen. Now, I wanted to talk about one thing because we are based in Houston, and I don't try to talk all Houston sports. We just talk Patriots and NFL free agency. But one thing I saw that I think might be of interest to some of you guys this morning was an interview with Marley Rivera on ESPN. She interviewed AJ Hinch, who is now the Detroit Tigers manager. And he was talking about life after Houston. No, it's still Barry on Deck is the show. The YouTube channel is called Barry on Sports because we talk sports on Barry on Deck, and I do the Barry on Sports weekly post. It's a whole thing. I don't know. Anyways, So I'm watching this interview with Marly Rivera and AJ Hinch, and I got to tell you, I miss AJ Hinch already. I really do. And I don't mind Dusty Baker. I mean, he's 112 years old and all that. But to watch AJ Hinch sit in front of Marly Rivera and basically own everything. He never denied it. He never said, I didn't have. I mean, he sat there and he answered her questions and he talked about what, the cheating scandal was. And this is what he said. He said, where'd it go? We put ourselves, this is about the Astros, because she asked him point blank, are you tired of hearing about the cheating scandal? That was her question to AJ Hinch. Marly Rivera said, are you tired of the cheating scandal? Are you tired of hearing about it? Do you think that you've moved on from it? He said, we put ourselves in a situation at the end for it to be really ugly, and we deserved everything that happened. But we did a lot right. We got an Astros team from the rebuilding stage all the way to the top for a few years in a row. And the work that the players did, the work that the staff did, the front office gets a little muddied with the way that it ended. And that's unfortunate, but we have to answer a lot of questions about that entire time because of what we did. And then it says, I don't think we have the right. So it says Hinch knew about returning to the game. He was going to have to constantly address this. He said, I don't think we have the right to tell anybody when they should be done with it. For us, we've got to move forward. I owe it to the Tigers organization at this time, but your consequences, and part of those consequences are going to last for a while because of how wrong it was. I admire that. I mean, this is not AJ Hinch trying to run from it. If I could put it in layman's terms, AJ Hinch looked at Marly Rivera and the rest of the world and said, we fucked up and we have to own it. And as long as you ask about it, I'm going to answer it because I was there, I was a part of it, and I know it was wrong. And I respect the shit out of that. I really do. Like, he didn't run from it. He didn't try to make excuses for it. He owned it. And at one point in the interview, he said, look, I served my suspension. I was out a year. I wasn't allowed to be a part of baseball for an entire year. I served that suspension, and now I have to move on. But he's always handled it very professionally, and I've always thought he's handled it with class from the very beginning. Damn, that was a good rip. I wish y'all had heard that. You'd be proud of that in purple. I've always admired the way AJ Hinch has handled it. He has been straightforward. He has owned it. I mean, when you talk about Jeff Luhnow, Jeff Luhnow spent a lot of time deflecting the blame and saying, I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know. And that's what I loved about AJ Hinch, is he was like, nope, we did it. We screwed up. That's on me. I messed up. I get it. I know why you question me. I can't change it. I can't fix it. I can only take my punishment, answer your questions directly, and try to move forward and hope we never repeat that again. And AJ Hinch was a guy that said, we did it. He said, I tried to stop it, but he never tried to avoid the blame that was put upon him as being a part of it. I mean, yeah, if you tried to stop it, which people have corroborated that story, then you tell that story. But it's not like he made it up. Like, he was like, well, I was in there and I said, don't do it. And no one can corroborate that because they weren't there. But I sent out a memo on like a yellow piece of paper. I put it on people will tell you, yeah, no, he pitched a fit about it, but they continue to do it. And he didn't really make an effort after that to try to stop it. And that's part of what you have to own. So I admire the way he handled it. I do not admire the way Jeff Luhnow handled it. One other thing, though, which I found interesting, and the reason I used this particular picture was because Miguel Cabrera was asked about it. And it says, Miguel Cabrera isn't consumed by the Astros sign stealing scandal. It doesn't matter to him. He said it doesn't matter to him now. He said, that's bullshit. I don't care about that. He said, in the end, it's baseball. Try to go ahead and do it like those guys did it, meaning win a World Series and try to cheat too. It's not going to happen anymore. And this is what he said about AJ Hinch. He said he's a really smart guy, a passionate guy. He's an honest man, a very special man. He knows a lot about baseball. He has great communication with us. I don't care what they did in Houston. He was a big part of the success Houston had the last 3 to 5 years. I dig it. And there was also an article that came out last year because I thought about this when I saw Miguel Cabrera's name pop up and him having AJ Hinch's back. And I thought, well, how convenient, right? Like, I'm sure there are a lot of people now in Toronto who are like, oh no, I mean, that wasn't a big deal to us that George Springer was on a team to win a World Series. We don't give a shit. I've never cared about that. I always thought it was blown out of proportion. You watch when Carlos Correa becomes a New York Yankee or a Boston Red Sox. I didn't care about that. I don't think he did it. He didn't do it. He didn't have it. I'm sure he wasn't even there. I'm sure he wasn't even in the building when they did it. He was like, whatever. They'll have excuses, don't get me wrong. What I admire about Cabrera is I quickly this morning before this show, I Googled Miguel Cabrera, Astros cheating 2020, because I wanted to see last year, when this broke before the season started, what did Miguel Cabrera say? And he said they cheated. We knew they cheated. Everybody knew. It's not that big of a deal. We all need to move on and get over it. And he also said, I don't believe Jose Altuve cheated because I looked him in the face and he told me. He looked in my eyes and said, I didn't do it. I didn't have a buzzer on. I didn't cheat that way. He said, I believe him. So if you want to think that Miguel Cabrera changed his story, I have news for you. Last year, when this story broke in February of 2020, and it became a big deal for the baseball world, Miguel Cabrera said, let's move on. Let's just keep moving. They did it. It's over. We all knew it. Mike Fiers told us about it when he came to Detroit. We knew what was going on. So I think you're going to find some people who can't corroborate. Like I had a whole bookmark. I went on Twitter and I looked for Toronto Blue Jays fans that had admonished and discredited the Astros back in 2020. When the story broke that they had officially been ruled as cheaters. And then I wanted to see those same people's reactions when George Springer became a Blue Jay. And wouldn't you know it? Fuck the Astros. Every single one of them are pieces of shit. Welcome to the squad, George Springer. It's good to have your World Series experience. And there were several people, several Blue Jays fans and bloggers. So it does exist, the hypocrisy, the two-facedness. Is that a word? I don't know. That might be the Jameson just helping me make up words. But it does exist, but not in the case of Miguel Cabrera. So it'll be interesting to see as slowly some of these Astros go to other teams. You know, I've never heard anything from Atlanta when Dallas Keuchel was there. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think Mike Fiers, and that was the interesting thing. Cabrera actually had some things to say about Mike Fiers when asked about it. Sorry, somebody's talking shit about me again. My nose is itching. When asked about it, he said, look, I feel like he shouldn't have done what he did. Like, you know, he talked about, he said, why didn't he come out and say something when he was an Astro? Why wait until you go to the A's and say something then, which is what a lot of us thought. The hypocrisy of you to come out now. You could have stood up against this when you were an Astro and put a stop to it, but you chose not to because you benefited. You got a World Series ring. You got a payday because you were a reliever on a World Series team. And then you go to the A's, and now it's more convenient for you to say, or you were a starter, I should say. Both, actually. And now it's more convenient for you to say that they cheated because you're not there anymore benefiting from the World Series. Hypocrisy at its finest. And Miguel Cabrera pointed that out. Barry making up words again. Vacillate is my favorite. Did I say vacillate? Did I? I thought that was a word. Is it not a word? Yeah, vacillate, to alternate or waver. I'm sorry that my vocabulary is superior, Mark G. I'm sorry that my vocabularies? I have multiple vocabularies, just so you know. That's why I call them vocabularies. I have multiple vocabularies that I choose to use. It's a gift. I said vacillate yesterday. I know immediately you thought, does that mean masturbate? Is that just another, is that like when you jerk off with Vaseline? Is that to vacillate? Is that what that is? I know that's what you thought, Mark. I know, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. But I wanted to bring that up. I saw the interview. I cannot wait to see the whole thing. As much as I anticipated the Jeff Luhnow interview, I am really looking forward to this Marley Rivera interview with ESPN and AJ Hinch. I want to watch it because I got to be honest with you. I never thought AJ Hinch would be back in Houston. And Joel, when we were doing the usual suspects on ESPN here in Houston, I don't want to brag for those of you that are new to the show, but I was on ESPN for a little while. I mean, anyways, he always was like, I think he'll be an Astro again. I think he'll manage. After the year, they'll get rid of Dusty Baker, bring him back. And I never believed that. I think that this organization, specifically Jim Crane, knew that they had to wipe the slate clean and start over and try to move past that. And bringing back the manager that was involved in the biggest baseball scandal. And maybe even more so than the Black Sox scandal. You knew that guy wasn't going to be back here. I thought he might get a job somewhere else, but there was no way, especially right after his year suspension was up, that he would be an Astro again. So, I mean, he's in Detroit. I'm glad, but I always respected the way he handled it and his job manager. I rarely did I second guess what AJ Hinch did. Yeah, everybody makes a mistake and makes dumb decisions in game, but rarely did I ever really think that he didn't know what he was doing. I mean, especially when you come from the Astros organization and have watched Bo Porter manage major league games, and then you watch, Bo Porter would do something and you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I've only coached Little League and I know more than this guy. So, anyways, I don't know why my nose is so itchy today. Boy. Total Dallas said my worst vocabulary is Call of Duty. Oh, by the way, that's a good, I'm glad you brought that up. So tonight I'm streaming on Twitch from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I will not be gaming. If you're tuning in just to watch me get angry at Call of Duty, I've decided that that's not, I'm not going to do that. Not tonight. I mean, I'll go back to playing Call of Duty eventually. I think tonight is going to be just chatting. I don't have a game plan, if I'm being honest. I am going to turn the microphone on. I'm going to turn the camera on. I'm going to hit stream on Twitch. And then I'm just going to hang out with you guys for a couple hours and shoot the shit. So if you just want to fuck around and talk shit, come hang out with me on Twitch tonight. On Thursday, the plan, I don't know if this is going to happen, but the plan is I want to do a watch party. I want to find something on Amazon Prime. I hope you all have Amazon Prime, because if you do, you can participate. But I basically just want to watch a movie. My initial thought is we'll watch Borat, the new Borat movie. Very good. I haven't seen it yet. And it is on Amazon Prime, so maybe we'll do a Borat watch party. If you haven't seen it yet, come hang out with me. Twitch.tv/Barry is Funny on Thursday. We're going to watch it. But hang out with me too, because we're just going to talk shit for 2 hours. I mean, it's basically just, I'm literally not going to have a game plan. I'm just going to talk shit. So come hang out with me. Tonight, Thursday night, I do it every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. from 8 to 10. Oh, Virginia Budweed. What's up, Playboy? He got the super chat in. He said, that's a lot of words. Sorry I'm late and made your nose itch. Just had an idea. Discord challenge. Tomorrow is my favorite holiday. $30 donation to Special Pals for every deckhead who sends a photo tomorrow with a green beer in the Discord. This is why I love the deckheads. I mean, look at that. Virginia Buttonweed is basically saying tomorrow is his favorite holiday, St. Patrick's Day. He's going to donate $30 to Special Pals every time a deckhead, and it has to be, you can't do like post multiple. For every deckhead who sends a photo tomorrow with a green beer, he's going to donate $30 to Special Pals. That's pretty fucking dope. That is super fucking dope. This is why I love kids. This is why I love Virginia Buttonweed. I mean, look, if we did some of you guys pushed me to do Deckhead Awards or like a Barry on Deck Awards, and I don't want to isolate anybody, but if we did a Deckhead Awards, the Philanthropy Award would definitely go to Virginia Buttonweed. Nobody has stepped up more and more often than him when it comes to the giveaways and everything else. Now, I'm excluding myself and Jen from this because, and you know, some of the folks that helped us with the streamathon, because that's the behind the scenes stuff, but he puts his money where his mouth is every single time. There are 120 Patreon members. There are close to that many on the Discord. If every one of you will drink a green beer and take a picture with it, do you know how much money we can raise special pals and save these kitties and doggies and get them new homes? So do it, goddammit. And VB, I love you. Good shit, homie. Good shit. Justin said, I just want to be the top stoner. Oh my God, the beers, the alcohol's killing me. Yeah. I mean, you might be the top stoner, deckhead. Although there might be some closeted stoners that give you a run for your money. Yeah, one per deckhead. Don't be trying to sneak in, make Virginia Buttonweed pay extra shit. Chris Reyes, Mr. 1%er said, I know who would be in number 120. There you go. Aaron Lowe said, I'll be in Galveston. Should be pretty easy to find a green beer. There you go. And by the way, one more time, Virginia Buttonweed, thank you for the $30 super chat. You're a man. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, let's get to some non-sports. That's enough sportsy shit for the day. This is gonna require chat participation. So if you are on the Podbean, feel free to participate over there. If you're on YouTube, feel free to participate in the YouTube chat. But somebody put together a list of 17 life lessons to live by. Like unwritten rules of life, I should say. Not life lessons, unwritten rules of life. There's 17 that they put together. Now, I tried to find a good picture for the YouTube when it comes to life lessons. I couldn't find any, so I got a basic white girl standing in a meadow with the sun in her face, and that's what we're going with. Because, listen, if there's anything that says life lessons, it's a basic bitch white girl in a meadow with mountains in front of her and the sun beaming off of her bare chest. I don't know that it's big. She has a shirt on, or a top. I don't know if that's a shirt. Anyways, listen, I just turned this into a fantasy. You guys didn't need to hear all that. So here are the unwritten rules to live by in your life. Here's what I want to know, chat. Here's what I want to know. On the Podbeans and on the YouTubes. I don't want you posting me a goddamn 50, I don't need 50 lessons. I want your one unwritten rule of life. And you'll get the sense of what this is. Chris Reyes said her hands are huge. Yeah, if you're not looking on YouTube, she's got gargantuan. Her penis has to be at least 12 inches. Huge hands. Oh my God, she's got a huge Congo dong. Okay, here are your 17 unwritten rules of life to follow. Number 1, do not swipe left or right if someone shows you a photo on their phone. Oh my God. Amen. If I say, hey, look, here's a picture of Oliver hanging upside down, licking his butthole. I don't need you to swipe left or right to see what that is. What's on the other side of that? It might be a nude picture of me. It might be a dong shot that I was going to send to Nora. She don't want that. But you don't left or right. You don't need to go left or right. You look at the photo, stop. Full stop. No left or right swiping. Number 2. Unwritten rules of life. Number 2, buy a plunger before you need it. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Number 3, let me put the basic bitch back up so you guys can. Number 3, Don't leave your shopping cart in the middle of the grocery aisle. Oh my God. If you do that, fuck you as a staff, record label, and as a crew. That is terrible. Number 4, unwritten rule of life, never make fun of someone else's laugh. Be it how they sound or how they look, laughing is the most natural expression of joy and happiness, and for someone to feel self-conscious about that because of other people's comments is brutal. I dig that. I like that. Yeah, I've only done that one time. I was in Wichita, Kansas, doing a show at the Looney Bin in Wichita, and this lady in the front row, I actually had a video of it. I think we ran it on the Suspects. She laughed like a seal. She was like, and apparently she thought I was funny because during my whole set, you would have thought I filmed that bitch at SeaWorld. I was like, ma'am, what the fuck is your problem? And the more I would talk to her, she'd, yeah, so, I mean, that's the only time I've ever shamed somebody for their laugh. Otherwise, do your thing. Number 5, if you have to cancel on a friend, it should be your responsibility to reschedule. All right, I like that. Number 6, don't propose at someone else's wedding. What? So who hurt you? Whoever came up with that one, who hurt you specifically? Number 7, don't ask for something if the person only has one left. Gum, cigarettes, piece of cake, whatever. I like that. Number 8, be kind to people who are working. Food staff, medical staff. Don't take your bad day out on someone else. Preach it, sister. Preach it. Number 9, don't look through the fucking gap of the bathroom stalls. Oh my God. Thank you. I'm trying to shit here, pal. I don't need to been through. Let's go back to the chat. I want to see someone pick that back up. We got 8 more to go, so we're halfway through the list almost, or 17. It's not a true half. Let's see. Where do they start? Here we go. Justin has the first one. My one lesson is love each other. It's important. Oh, I agree with that. Hal said, treat everyone like they matter. Preach. Let's see who else. My one lesson from PK, just be nice. Good vibes, indeed. Yeah, never think about it, but yeah, the laugh is a good one. Here we go. D-Mata. Don't stop to talk to someone in the middle of the fucking aisle. Yeah. Aaron Little said, I have a friend who owns her crazy laugh. She's more of a guffaw. Okay. Joey Geiger, hello. Great time to come to the chat when Barry is making seal noises. Thank you, Black Sheep. That's how she laughed. Total Dallas is giving us a soccer update, and now you get a 5-minute timeout for that. Yeah, you're not going to do soccer updates in my chat. Get the fuck out. Marty Z's life lesson. Never trust a shark. Here we go. Rob Alexander's life lesson. Always reach for your dreams and respect the dreams of others. Man, I feel that. I love that. His life lesson, unwritten rules of life, real simple. Use your goddamn blinker. Okay. All right. I dig that. House needs a towel. He's wet now. Yeah. Cause we 5-minute timed out Total Dallas for soccer updates. If you're walking with someone down the sidewalk and walking toward you, go single file. That's a good one. All right. Back to the list. Number 10, if someone whispers, you whisper back. Ooh, that's a good unwritten rule of life. Don't cook fish in the office kitchen. Beautiful. Number 12, for buses, trains, and any other public transportation, let people exit first before you get on. Amen to that, especially on the elevator. If you try to get on the elevator before I get off, you shit your pants randomly and your seat falls apart when you get to your desk, you selfish bitch. And that's for dudes too. Dudes can be bitches. Like, let me off the goddamn elevator. That is rule number 1 of elevator etiquette. If I'm on the elevator and you're on the elevator, let me get off the elevator before you get on the elevator. It's not that goddamn hard. And you hurrying to get on before I get off isn't going to fucking speed up the elevator at all. Fuck, that makes me mad. I'm angry. Number 13. Don't say shit about someone's appearance if it can't be fixed in less than 30 seconds. Where is this going? Spinach in someone's teeth. Let a home. Body type, bad haircut, worn out clothes. Don't need to mention it. That's my bad. Number 14, leave it in a better condition than you found it. That's everything. Including the coach. What? Okay, listen, that's the Jameson talking. I didn't mean that. Number 15, don't mess up an apology with an excuse. Ooh, that is a good one. That is a real good one. Number 16, pee first. No matter what it is, pee first. I like that. And last, the 17th unwritten rule of life. If you borrow someone's car, fill up the tank before you return it. Fuck yeah. Although, I don't think I've ever loaned my car to anyone. I don't think I would. No. We're grown-ass adults. If you don't have a car by now, I don't know what to tell you. But whatever you need my car for probably isn't good. If you can't afford a car, you're probably doing some shit you shouldn't be with my car. No. Double burp. Terrence J. has a life lesson. Don't say or do anything out of anger because you can lose it all in the blink of an eye. Okay, there you go. Never hold another man's nail. I don't know what that means. Well, guess we just got them a 5-minute timeout. Tony Garza giving us a Real Madrid update. See you in 5, Tony. I will not have soccer updates in this chat. I won't. I shan't be having it, Tony. You raggedy bitch. Jen J. Don't drive in the wrong direction in parking lots. Oh, now we're just getting, that's a good one. Follow the goddamn arrows. That is an unwritten rule of life that should be followed by everyone. Good job, Jen. Always say thank you. Very good. I like that, PK. D-Motto's not loaning his car to anyone. Rev House, don't stop and wait for someone to load groceries for a parking spot to save a 50-foot walk. Oh, yeah. Barry Onsworth, it was done, and as soon as he said it, I got this. Thank you. As soon as Tony gave the soccer update. 5-minute timeout. You know it. Katie said I stole that from you, Barry. Thank you, Katie. Always say thank you. Always. All right. Let's talk about, let's see. So I have, what do we got? We got 20 minutes left in the show, 15 before it's time to play the outro music. Here's what I have. I'm going to let the chat choose the next topic. We have sleep divorce. A Ukrainian couple handcuffed themselves together to fix their relationship. Cheerleader mom. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. Or homecoming mom. Or we have a science story about stopping the negative consequences of a high-fat diet. No one gives a fuck about that. So what are we choosing, chat? Are we choosing a sleep divorce, handcuffed couple, cheerleader mom, or homecoming mom? What are we doing? What are we doing? So Marty says cheerleader mom. Yep. Joey Geiger says mom. So Black Sheep is on mom. Sleep divorce. All right. We got 2 moms. Homecoming mom. Okay. One of the moms handcuffed. Lawn talk. Jared, you're not getting long talk. As much as I want to give lawn talk, no, that's Fridays. Cheerleader mom, homecoming mom, life lessons. Everyone has something to offer. That's a good one, Total Dallas. Handcuffed people. I feel like the moms have it. Let's talk about your mom for a minute. Let's go with the first one on the list, which is cheer mom, because it's kind of fucking weird. Sorry, guys, my mouth's acting like a bitch right now. Oh, that doesn't look like a cheer mom at all, does it? No way. That's a total cheer mom. First of all, I don't want to make fun of people's appearances. Yes, I do. I'm going to skip the mock turtleneck, the olive green mock turtleneck with the shish kebab necklace. I don't know what that is. I just really want to talk about her appearance. Because look, before I do this, I want you all to know that this woman is an awful person. So the fact that I'm about to make fun of what she looks like, and by the way, if you're listening on Podbean Live or you are listening to the podcast later, go to youtube.com/BarryIsFunny. That is the Barry on Sports channel. Yes, I know I need to update the URL. I will do that eventually. Thank you, White Magic. However, you will see Cheerleader Mom. It is important to view Cheerleader Mom because there are some things I would like to discuss about her appearance. First of all, her hair looks exactly like John Travolta's in what is the Tarantino movie? Pulp Fiction. So if you just do this, guys, if you're looking on YouTube, cover her face and just look at her hair. Just cover her face from mid forehead. She got a lot of forehead too. That's probably like a 6.5 head. That's a lot of head. That's a lot of forehead. So if you just cover about halfway up, I mean, either she is a colonial soldier or she is fucking John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Now, let's just make our way down the forehead. We're going to get all the way to the chins. Don't worry. Okay. But the eyebrows are next. And I don't know if she took art, music, and speech in junior high, but whoever drew her eyebrows they don't match. One of them looks like one of the arrows in the Barry on Deck logo, and the other one looks like an upside down smile. So one of them is a triangle. One of them looks like she drew a roof over her eye, and the other one looks like she drew an overpass. Pretty bad. Now let's talk about the rings around her eyes. This is Raccoon Mom. I don't know who did her eyeliner, but your eyeliner should not be the same width and thickness as your eyebrows, because that's what's happening here. Like, her eyebrows and her eyeliner are the same width. Katie said she looks like if Jabba the Hutt did drag. And Cece's like, hey, calm down on the eyebrow shaming. Listen, Cece, as long as they match, I don't care that you draw them on. I know how cholos operate. Now, nose, not really a big deal, but the lips. Can we talk about her lips for just a half a second? And then I'm going to give you the reason why I'm shaming her. Because this woman is a bitch. But those lips, and I use that term loosely. She doesn't have enough surface. Like, first of all, at the edges of her mouth, there is no lip. It is just a crease. It looks like it looks like if you use the dashes back to back to back in Microsoft Word to create a line, that's kind of what it looks like. And then her bottom, it's not really a lip as much as it's a l. There's no ip, really. It's just l. It's very awkward. And the more I look at it, she looks like somebody's drag queen uncle. I mean, kind of. Let's be real. Stick of lipstick lasts her for 5 years. No doubt, Chris Reyes. No doubt. She's the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland. Oh my God. And she's orange like Donald Trump. So listen, I bring all that up because this Pennsylvania mother is accused of digitally manipulating photos and video of her teenage daughter's cheerleading rivals. Her name is Rafaela Spone. She's 50. She is charged with misdemeanor counts of cyber harassment of a child and 3 counts of harassment. She allegedly sent anonymous deepfake images and videos, which allegedly made it look like the teens were smoking, drinking, and posing nude to 3 members of her daughter's Victory Vipers cheerleading squad at the gym where they practice. She also allegedly sent text and voice messages suggesting one of the teens committed suicide. Now, of course, she denies doing all this. Quote, she stated that her daughter had been receiving both phone calls and text messages from a blocked or unknown number, with many of the text and voice messages saying, "You should kill yourself." The same woman told police that photos from her social account had been doctored. This is the victim's mom. That had been doctored to make it look like she was nude, drinking alcohol or vaping. Not vaping, son of a bitch. The altered video showed the teen vaping, which could have resulted in her being dismissed from the cheer team. Really? Is that the standard we're holding cheerleaders to? You can't vape? One of the mothers received text messages that showed images of her daughter in bikini attire with comments written over the image regarding toxic traits, revenge, dating boys, and smoking. So basically, this lady on your screen is out here making fake porn pictures of teenage girls in high school on the cheer squad so that her kid could advance, which is why I spent the first 5 to 7 minutes roasting this dumb bitch. How do you, as an adult, as a fucking parent, take the time out of your day to go out and trash other kids so that your daughter can get an advantage as a cheer mom or as a cheerleader? Allegedly. If your daughter sucks at cheering that bad, maybe pull her ass out of cheering. But to sit there and try to make nude fakes of high school girls, you are fucking trash. And you deserve all the shit that you got on this show. And you deserve, if you did it, you deserve whatever you get from the fucking police or in court. I mean, seriously, I don't have kids. I don't know what it's like to be a stage mom. I don't know what it's like to be a pageant mom, a cheer mom, a baseball dad, or a baseball mom, or a soccer mom. I don't know any of that. I don't have kids. I mean, Oliver doesn't play sports. But I tell you what I wouldn't do. As a rational adult, I wouldn't sit there and make fucking nudes of the other cheerleaders or make fake videos or fake pictures to get my daughter an advantage. I would sit my daughter down and say, "Sweetie, Mama loves you. You're not a good cheerleader. Do you love something else?" "No, Mom, I'm passionate about cheerleading." "Well, then do your best. And if you don't succeed, at least you tried." But I'm not going to sit there and do this kind of bullshit. Maybe if she spent more time on her eyebrows and less time, because look, if her drawing skills are this bad for her eyebrows, can you imagine how bad fakes looked? I mean, I bet immediately as they got them, they were like, "This is fake, just like her eyebrows. What the fuck is going on here? These are terrible. Who drew these? They don't even match. Like one titty's higher than the other. The vape pen is too big. It's not proportionate to this teenage girl." What a bitch. It says detectives allegedly were able to track the phone numbers Spone allegedly used to an IP address, which led them to her. Quote, "We intend to see the evidence and put on testimony and cross-examine witnesses. I'm going to aggressively defend this," said her lawyer. Great. But shit like this doesn't usually come up, especially if there's fucking IP addresses that track it back to you. So good luck. She's a bitch. All right, let's talk about the other mom, though, because there's not just one. There's also this homecoming mom. What is the deal with you parents? I got to know. Seriously, I have to know. All the deckheads that are here. There's 48 plus the Podbean. There's 7. So we got 55 people listening or watching this show. What's the deal with parents? I don't know why I just did Jerry Seinfeld. Are you guys this competitive with your kids? Because I don't have kids. But are you guys, are parents, and be honest, I mean, I know you guys, you deckheads wouldn't do this level of shit. But do you want your kids to succeed that bad that you would do nefarious shit? That's the white guy coming out at me using nefarious. I don't understand that. I don't understand. I don't understand the commitment to your child's achievements if you falsify their ability to make those achievements. Does that make sense? Like, if I have to cheat and do underhanded shit to get my child an advantage, I just need to accept the fact that they suck at this. I will support them and I love them, but I'm not going to fucking do that. What kind of lesson does that teach them? Joey said, I cannot speak on this since I am like you and don't have kids. Well, okay. But we said, as a parent, none of this surprises me. Oh, I bet some of you rational parents out there look around and you're like, these fucking parents are, especially like VB with the baseball team. The Barry on Deck Pirates, by the way. I bet there's some parents on there that you're like, these fuckers are weird. Told Al said, when my child is about to not be good at something, I just start prepping my feel good and encouragement speech. Hal says, don't judge parents by these stories. Oh no, I mean, House, I don't want you to think that I think all parents are like this. But I do know all parents love their kids. Well, not all. The majority of parents love their kids and want to give their kids, they would give them the world if they could. But how far is too far with that? Like, I don't know. Seems weird. Aaron Little said, no, we try to teach the fact that sometimes you're going to lose. I like that. Hal said, my son's soccer team was undefeated. I was so happy they lost every game the next year. I like it. Katie said, come on now, Barry. You got people paying experts to falsify scores and others to get into college. They will do anything. That's true. That's fucking sad, but that is so true. Of course, that's, those were, what, Lori Loughlin and that bullshit? That's people with more money than sense for sure. Katie said, absolutely fucking not. I want my kids to crash and burn so they try harder. I dig that. I fucking dig. I'm here for that. Jones, usually it's parents who are living through their kids since they dropped the ball in their life. Oh, that's a fact. Those are the parents that live vicariously through their kids and won't let them live their own life and have their own success and failure. They push them to be better than they were because they were never good to begin with. 100% agree with that. CC, you're so wrong for that. CC said, second place is first loser. I put that on my kid's birthday cake. I know goddamn well you don't teach your kids like that. Just win, baby. No loser's gonna sleep under my roof. Justin, you smoke way too much weed to have that attitude. Way too much. That is not a weed smoker's mentality. It's like, whatever, man. That's how weed people think. It's all gravy, man. Just, man. Be there, man. Just show up, man. Give me that bullshit, Justin. How's it you never learn a damn thing by winning and being successful all through childhood? I mean, I was pretty good. I don't want to brag, but I was the top cheerleader for a while. I was good at sports until about 8th grade. And then I wasn't like, that was about the time everybody else started growing and going through puberty. I did not grow. I mean, I was a hell of a football player until about 8th grade. And then everybody's balls dropped and, growth spurts. And there I was. My little ass body and frame, balls still hugging my pelvic region. So yeah. All right, last one. Justin said, realistically, when I have children, it'll be do what makes you happy and you have my support. I dig that. I saw your haircut, Barry. You did not roll through. Excuse me, bitch. I was hot as fuck. Okay. Give yourself a 5-minute timeout, which there's only 3 minutes left in the show. So my message to House, go fuck yourself. All right, that is show number 212 in the books. If you were on the Podbeans, Francisco over there said, it's a good thing Barry isn't a minor with all the photoshopping me and Crystal Collins do of him. Yeah. I feel violated every time I see one. Good shit, Podbean. Thank you so much. If you were listening, make sure you go subscribe on YouTube. It's a visual show. Hey, tomorrow we got a bunch going on. So tomorrow is a Whisker Wednesday. Gonna have 2 more lovely animals for you to adopt from Special Pals. Tomorrow will also be a shorter than usual solo section of the show because my buddy, my pal, Frankie Quinones is going to join me tomorrow for an hour number 2 of the show. Remember how we used to do an hour of me and an hour of interviews? It's back, baby. So on St. Patrick's Day, you may know him as Cholo Fit. Stand-up comedian extraordinaire Frankie Quinones is going to join me for hour number 2 of the show. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's good to have an interview back again. I want to do more of those. So until tomorrow, you guys, thank you for being here. I love each and every one of you. If you stopped by for 5 minutes or you stuck it out to the end, thank you so much. Thank you for the support and thank you for showing up. So until tomorrow, be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. See y'all tomorrow. Daddy's making a YouTube video!